So we're talking about stillness today. And just breathe is very good advice. If you hear nothing else from this, you can go home with just breathe. Just breathe. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Now, I like the word still. Be still and know. The whole phrase is, be still and know that I am God. We're going to do a meditation on that later. Stillness feels more attainable to me than quiet. I don't know if you know this, but I'm not a very quiet person. Kay is cracking up over there. Quiet is not my superpower. But I know how to be still. I know how to be still. And when someone says, calm down, those words don't help very much. But I can come to stillness. I can come to stillness, and we're going to talk about how that happens. Stillness is a secret superpower. Stillness is the place where you can simply be. Be the truth of who you are, not watch yourself being, not act as other people want you to act or as you think they want you to act, not play a role that you've been assigned or taken on, but stillness is when you're just there. You're just there. You're out of your mind, right? Not letting the mind rule all of it. Into your body, into your heart, where this stillness always reigns. The stillness always reigns. So why? Why do we need to be still? Is it important to be still ever? Should we be still? Well, I would say one of the reasons, well, first of all, be still and know that I am God. That tells me that if I'm going to know, I have to be still first. Because when I walk around, I probably don't know. When I'm in still, it's not just my head a degree. It is a knowing that is embodied when I am in stillness and come to know what that is. And I love that song by Marcy Baruch. She's a great songwriter. And this idea that it's the very place that connects us. Be still and know that I am God. Not be still right here and know that God is out there somewhere, but be still and know that there is that place within you where you have absolute connection to all that is, that I am God. And I tell you, saying the words, I am God, which we get criticized for by a lot of churches, it's dangerous. Because if you go around thinking you're God, and you're going to tell everybody else what to do, that is not good. But when you understand that God is the very essence of love, the very power of creation, and know that you have that connection, that you have within you the very essence of unconditional love. Be still and know that I am that. I am that oneness. There's one God. We're all one with God. Therefore, I am that oneness. I am that. Be still and know that within me is God. So being still is what it's about. Being still allows a pause. When we're still, we get to check in with ourselves. And it is often, you might find if you've ever practiced this, practicing a pause is one of the most powerful things you can do to change your life and your relationships. Because when there is stimulus and response, there's no pause, and the response is going to come out from whatever junk you're carrying from your past, whatever, moved by what the other person said, what you've been thinking in your head about who the other person is, and assigning them all kinds of motives. then your response is from there. And we do that. We do it all the time. But if we pause, we can take a moment to go, wait a minute. Not what do they deserve to hear from me? Who do I deserve to be? If I know that I have the very spirit of a loving God that lives within me, who do I deserve to be in this moment? Who do I want to be in this moment? Who do I long to be? That pause gives us the opportunity to know, to be still for a minute. You might have to leave the room. You might have to sleep on it. Or you might, one single deep breath might be enough to go, I can say that in a different way. Or, that doesn't actually need to be said. You know, the pause, it's very, very powerful. The other reason for stillness is that it allows our creativity. When we are going and going and going and going, we are running on a stream of consciousness from the brain that is based upon what we already know, the information that's already there. When we are still is when the new information can come. When the true ideas, and if you ask any artist or scientist, they will tell you their ideas come when they do something that allows their mind to be still. I have a friend who's a songwriter, and he goes on long drives in the country because his hands are occupied, and he's just thinking about driving and not anything else. And then he has to pull over and write some lyrics down, write a melody down. I often find that just before when I relax, just before I almost go to sleep is when I find the idea that I've been searching for all day, trying to ram it in, suddenly just floats over me. Oh, I could do this. It could be that. Stillness allows our creativity. Stillness provides a fallow field, right? If you're always raising crops in your field year after year after year, they will stop yielding, or they will stop yielding as well. Give yourself a time for a field to be fallow so that it can reboot with its nutrients and be ready for the next crop of ideas, actions, plans, whatever. There is a cycle of rest that is the truth of the whole planet. There's a cycle of rest in trees. There's a cycle of rest in animals. There are times to do and do and do, and there are times to not do and not do. And we have a 24-hour built-in time that we're supposed to sleep. We do, and then we sleep. Rest is part of the cycle we need to be in, and rest is what you get when you sit in stillness. When you sit in stillness and rest, you give a moment for those better angels to speak to you. Whether you want to call that your own creative ideas coming out, or whether you want to think it comes from some angel out there, I don't care, whatever. But in stillness is when you can hear it. It's when you can recognize it. It's when you can know it. Be still and know. Now I'm going to read a little excerpt from the Christian Bible. Mark chapter 4. On that day when evening had come, he said to them, "Let us go across to the other side." And leaving the crowd, they took him with them in the boat, just as he was. And other boats were with them. And a great storm of wind arose, and the waves beat into the boat so that the boat was already filling. But he was in the stern, asleep on the cushion. And they woke him up and said, "Teacher, do you not care if we perish?" And he awoke and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And he said to them, "Why are you afraid? Have you no faith?" Now, on the surface, This is a story about a person, Jesus the Christ. Christ is not his last name. Christ is a title and means someone who has awoken, right? Jesus the Christ, performing a miracle and calming the seas. But if we look a little deeper, what we find, the Christ Spirit, that's that God within us. It exists in every single one of us. And so what happens when we let the Christ Spirit just go to sleep and then the disciples start handling everything? The storms come up. The storms come up. The storms come up. And so, they were smart. They finally figured it out. Wake up the Christ. Wake up the Christ. If you wake up, it takes a moment of not doing what you're doing to go, oh, let's turn in. Let's wake him up. Let's wake this up. Then suddenly, oh, wait a minute. Peace. Be still. And I think the greatest lesson from this is that the peace came in the middle of the storm. We tend to think when this storm is over, when I make it through the end of this horrible thing, and by the way, I can behave however I want during this horrible thing, because I'm going through a horrible thing and no one will blame me. We wait to the end and hope to find some peace. What this story says is you can find peace in the middle of the storm. You can find it in the middle of the storm through stillness, through awakening within you. That place, that connection to all that is holy, you've got that in you. And we forget about it because the world is busy and we got stuff to do and we forget it's in there. In a moment of stillness, we can remember. And here's the deal. If they had never met Jesus before or spent any time around him, they probably wouldn't have woken him up. They would have thought, well, that guy's useless. Let's keep doing what we're doing. But because they knew him well, they knew that he might have an answer. And that's when he said, peace be still, because he knew them well. Now, if you don't know your stillness very well, the chances of you turning to it in the middle of the storm get smaller and smaller and smaller. So that's the reason to practice stillness, to bring stillness into your life on a daily basis, because then you know where to go. You know where it is. You don't have to search the whole boat to find out where the stillness is, right? You know where to go. It's a familiar place. You can get there easily. Wait a minute, I just forgot. Now I'm remembering. Peace, be still. And then we carry that attitude with us into the world, because what we create in the world, we create a lot in this world. We create with God what's going on in this world, right? We create the world in our image. So whatever's going on in here, whatever's going on with the ego, whatever's going on, we start creating our world that we create our relationships that way. We create how our job is going that way, according to what's going on within us. So, some stillness will give you the opportunity to create more of the world that you want to create, more of the relationship that you want to have, more of the work that feeds your soul rather than sucks you dry. Stillness can allow that. There is no such thing as righteous anger. Everything we do is infused with the energy with which we do it. Everything we do is infused with the energy with which we do it. And I love this, just an excerpt from a Rumi poem. Rumi was an Islamic Sufi mystic and poet. Beautiful, beautiful man. He says, things are such that someone lifting a cup or watching the rain or petting a dog, or singing, just singing, could be doing as much for the universe as anyone. Because of the way it's done. Just the stillness that you hold brings more stillness to this world. We are one, as Nancy beautifully said in her prayer. You're going to judge somebody else, you're judging yourself, because we are one. If you're going to be still within yourself, you have brought stillness. You've brought another measure of stillness to the whole world. Yay, you! If you're angry, you've brought another measure of anger to the whole world. And my heart has been broken this week. Just really broken to see that a young man with a young family was shot. That's heartbreaking enough. What's more heartbreaking is the people who maybe align more closely with me politically are saying, well, good, that's what he deserves. He gets what he... That's the second arrow, you know? That's what the Buddha was talking about when he says, you're going to get the first arrow. Things are going to happen. You can't control the whole world. There will be pain. But you can control whether you take that pain and grind into it and pour salt on it and vinegar, right? And that's what we've done. As soon as someone says, oh, good, that's the second arrow where things get much, much worse. That changes pain into true suffering. And I have suffered this week. So, stillness, in stillness we know God. In stillness we know our oneness. In stillness we know ourselves. The thing that stillness can do for us. I'm going to quote Albert Einstein here. He says, our separation from each other is an optical illusion. When something vibrates, the electrons of the entire universe resonate with it. Everything is connected. The greatest tragedy of human existence is the illusion of separateness. He's a pretty smart man. So stillness can help us cut through the illusion. Helps us cut through the illusion that, well, that's them. I'm me, and obviously I'm not them because I'm an us. Oh, we're all a we. We are all a we. So those are the reasons why to be still. Let's talk for a minute about how to be still. You know, sit, make time, just do it. Not guaranteed that you're going to have an amazing experience every time you sit. But I can guarantee that you're not going to have that amazing experience if you never sit, right? Sit and wait. In the silence, there is peace, there is unspoken joy, there is release. And so I wait for these precious moments. So I wait. And I hear what could never be said. That's okay. You're practicing being still while you're waiting. So sit, make time, just do it. As a friend of mine says, butt in chair. That's how you do it. Start with your body. Get your body still. Just allow it some stillness. Pay attention to it. You can do a little quick, every time you sit, you can do just a quick inventory of your body. Oh, how is this? Oh, is my jaw tight? Are my eyes tight? Am I wrinkling my forehead? Does my neck feel loose or does it feel tight? Oh, what are my shoulders doing? You know, just check in and go, oh, there's so much of even though I wasn't moving, so much of my body was not sitting in stillness. So I can check in with it and let it relax. And then we release things. We can release things. And here's the part that I hate the most, me personally, is if you want to get still and listen, you have to stop talking. It's just not another way. And then you let it come. You welcome And I'm telling you, if you have not sat in stillness, which is another word for meditation is what we're talking about, but I think stillness might be a less fraught word, maybe have less baggage attached to it. When you sit in stillness, I cannot promise you that your mind will not start attacking you, because it's used to going around in circles and telling you all the things to worry about. There's this. I got asked a question right before the service. It's like, what does this mean? Somebody read on Facebook, what does this mean, don't worry about money? Of course you have to worry about money. You have to have money to live. And I was like, yeah, you have to have money to live. You have to earn it. You have to make sure you have it. But you don't have to worry about it. We're not telling you not to do what is necessary to do to have the money to live the life that you want to live. Just saying, take the worry part out. Do it without the worry. What would it be like if we just did it without the worry? So, those worries, those things will come. My advice to you is just to welcome them. Go, yeah, there you are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, come on in and sit down with me. Yeah, there you are too. The Buddhists say this too. This too. Oh, that too. This too. There is space for it all. There's space for it all. And the thing is, if you worry about it, then you grab onto it and you have assured it's going to stay with you. If you just say, welcome, come in, have a seat. I'm waiting. Maybe not for you. I'm waiting. And then listen. Let it come. Not argue or discuss or resist or fight, because all of those things feed your non-stillness. Well, I don't want to be having that thought. That thought hurts. Out of here. Get out. That thought makes me mad. That's why you go, welcome. Here I am mad again. I am a human. I have anger. Go figure. Right? Gentleness with yourself. Gentleness with yourself. Welcome it in. And stop resisting. What you resist persists. Who was that? Do I have that quote in here? Well, it was Carl Jung who said, what you resist persists. And it not only persists, it grows. You don't hear that part of it. It not only persists, it grows. So you start listening. You don't discuss. You don't have discussions with your brain. You know, you do that, have discussions with it. Shut up. I didn't know you need to listen to me because you're not going to do well if you don't take these. No, I don't want to take your advice. I do. Yeah, I do. Don't argue. Just go, okay, you said that. I heard what you said. Mm-hmm. I tell you what, when you're dealing with other people and you don't argue with them, it's amazing how things just go away. It's like, oh, yeah, I heard you. Well, that might be true. You don't give any resistance. There's nothing to push against anymore. And things get calm. You can do that with your very own self, your very own crazy self. So allow life to be as it is. Because really, that's what resistance is. I don't like life. I don't want life to be what it is. And basically what you're saying is, if I were God, I would have done this a lot differently. And everything would be much better than it is. Do I really believe that? You know, some days I want to be. But no, I don't really believe that. So I stop avoiding. I welcome it in. Avoiding is not peaceful, it's not still, it's not honest, it's not real. Just saying, oh yeah, that doesn't feel good. Apparently it's mine to feel or it wouldn't be here. And then I don't have to get stuck in it. I can just feel it until it goes away. And it does go away. It came to pass. That applies to everything in the universe. It came, it left. The other word for that is just to allow. Allow. And when you allow, you get to the point where you can appreciate all of it. You can ask it, what do you have to teach me? Maybe you're just teaching me to stop fighting. Maybe you're teaching me to stop worrying. Maybe you're teaching me to listen to a different voice besides this one. There's all kinds of lessons. We are in that moment of allowing, we are communing with all that is. So we're not saying, go away, go away, go away. I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. You just go, this is how it is. And here I am in it. You don't have to approve of it. You just have to allow it. And then you can begin to appreciate it, which can bring you to gratitude for all the things that are exactly like you would have them. Probably haven't thought today, I have 10 whole fingers, which means I can do so many things that people without fingers cannot do. My dog wishes she had opposable thumbs. She would be doing so much. I'm the one with the thumbs, I'm the alpha. Okay? When's the last time you were grateful for your fingers? Probably the last time you broke one. Yeah. So I'm going to leave you with this last quote from Ibn Arabi, and this is from the Tarjuman al-Ashwaq. He is another Sufi poet, and the Tarjuman al-Ashwaq translates to interpreter of desires. He says, my heart has become capable of every form. It is a pasture for gazelles and a monastery for Christian monks. I follow the religion of love. Whatever way love's camels take, that is my religion and my faith. Listen to love. If it's not love, you could say, you're welcome here. But love will fix you. Yeah. And here's the love. Let me take that in and use it. Follow that camel. Thank you. So right now we're going to take that idea into prayer, and I want to introduce to you my old friend, not elderly, but a friend I've had for a long time, Chuck Roundtree, who is going to accompany the meditation with a little preview of what the sound bath this afternoon will be. So we're going to base this meditation just on these words. As you breathe and allow yourself to be still, do a quick inventory and whatever isn't still, whatever is tense, whatever is moving, just don't force it, but allow it. Allow it to be still. And hear these words, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Say those words in your head with me. Be still and know that I am God. And we're going to start taking this down to its simplest by taking a word off the end. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am. There's power in that. Sometimes the word God has connections for us that don't feel too pleasant. But to know that whatever that is, that spirit of unconditional love, to know deeply from the stillness that it exists, that it is, that the basic truth of it is I am. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that. Be still and know that. There's a promise in this phrase. Be still and know. What if it's not so much a direction of be still and then work real hard to know, but be still and then you'll know. Be still and know. Now we take it down even more simply. Be still. Be still. There is that within you that is always calling to you. Peace. Be still. Peace. Be still. Be still. Be still. And now we come down to the simplest direction here. Simply be. Be. Reminding yourself that you are a human being, not a human doing. And what is it just to be? No directions or expectations. No judgments. No time or space. That part of you is not bound by this body. It is an eternal spirit. Be. Think the word be one more time and then just let go of all the words and allow yourself to simply be here in this moment.
be. And so it is.